Alright, here we are again with part 2. So where we left off was we got the key to the school. This area was probably the coolest area yet because it looked so detailed and scary. Like I felt like I was on edge at all times during this section. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that that character Ollie, the phone person, mentioned that we aren't alone. There's a character called Miss Delight. I don't know. They roam around this area, although she's not much of a threat because, like, with all these chapters, most encounters are scripted, which isn't a bad thing, but I think it takes away from the scares, I think. So, we travel around the school by powering up gates with the green hand, which is great to see the green hand shine. But, like, it had a whole chapter about it, and like there's a purple hand, so I mean, give that purple hand a time to shine. After listening to the cutout of Delight speaking about human anatomy or something, we power up this generator. Once doing so, Miss Delight bust down that shenanigans. She was angry at me. She saw I had my phone out. Now I was like terrified because I wasn't sure how she was, but she was like a weeping angel, like, you know, or like the Glamrock Endos from Security Breach. I think that would be a better example, where she doesn't move until I look away. Now, with this threat, we had to solve a couple puzzles with Miss Delight on our tail. Every time I got the chance, I booked it to the end of hallways to get an idea of what to do before she caught up. After solving all the puzzles and getting to the last puzzle, we have to run to the end of this hallway. And Miss Delight won't stop this time. If you look at her, she will continue to run at you. And I found that out. Not in a hard way, but I found out. We pull down this lever, and Miss Delight is crushed by the gate and killed. Once we progress more, by more I mean take a couple steps forward, we unlock the red hand or the flare hand, which I like just to call gun. Because when you shoot at this, flares that come out and it's like a weapon. I love it. Once opening a door with a battery, we enter the Batcave. Okay, not really the Batcave, but it really does look like it. I'm not sure why it's here. Then we find a VHS on the ground and watch it. I actually decided to pay attention to it and try to understand what was going on. Pretty much, it mentioned a character called Rich, and I'm thinking Richard. Rich or Richard, doesn't matter. And some dude I don't think has a name, talking about like his temper and whatever frick. And the unnamed dude seems to actually like him and tells him that he could take his place since unnamed dude is retiring. I have an idea of who Rich is, but I'll get into that later. After the tape, I progressed through by following the bright lights, or purple lights, because there's a lot of purple. We enter an area with a puzzle, which again isn't hard. Each of these puzzles are getting easier and easier, that I'm noticing. Once done with that, we ride an elevator to the top, and creepy music started to play, and I wasn't 100% sure why, until I looked to the side, and I saw this thing, which I thought was the prototype, because I'm not 100% sure what the prototype is, but dialogue later completely removes my thought process. Again, I'll mention that later. Once we finally leave the nap cave, we enter a room with a greeting. This little funny little guy decided to, you know, greet us. But we can finally use this gun and shoot them. These things are, I think, the critters, and they're small, but they will kill you. I did not find it out, but I did not want to find it out. So, I'm pretty sure we use this gun to shoot the critters. After listening to the Bobby Bear Hug cutout, we enter a new area. Remember when we were in a school? I don't either. Traversing through this area was scary because the critters were just appearing anywhere. And anywhere they pleased. And they could kill you. And I wasn't sure where they were coming from. It was actually really freaky, but I was able to shoot them, so I mean, it wasn't that bad. It was like going hunting. Once I'm able to figure out what path to go on, did first try, by the way, we entered this maze area, I think. It wasn't really a maze, it was two sides, and we had to like pull these boxes down onto these targets while the critters were trying to kill me. I'm about 75% sure the game glitched because the critters kept getting stuck everywhere, and I felt blessed. Like, they couldn't follow me or anything. So I was just so happy that the game decided to glitch then. Once getting to the other side, there are stairs that either go up or down. I went up first, and now it led to a dead end with rubble and stuff. And I like this. I would have loved to say the same for when we went down, but oh my god, this area coming up was so annoying. So we enter this area where character Dog Day is chained to the wall, which, going back a little bit before I decide to continue with this, I think this Richard character may be Dog Day because, you know, they sound the same, and I'm not looking too much into it, but that's what I think. And also going back, he started talking before Absolute Mayhem started, and he said that Prototype is like Catnap's god, and the thing we saw earlier, which I thought was the Prototype, was actually a shrine. He mentions that Catnap built a shrine for him, and it pains me to say this. It kind of doesn't pain me to say it, but the shrine has parts from a lot of characters from like previous chapters, or, you know, what I thought was a spin-off. Probably a spin-off, but, you know, still. Most notably, there was Boxy Boo, Mommy Longlegs, and Pugga Pillar. Although I didn't see Huggy. So, I mean, take that as you will. Anyway, going back to Dog Day. After giving us this yap session, the critters entered his body, which was really weird, and he became very hostile. And I died many times, and I wasn't sure why. I went to both doors and it wouldn't work, until I realized I was literally too fast for the game. Once I walked over, the game would glitch out and not allow me to like fall down this hole I was supposed to. So the time I actually took my time, I actually was able to begin this chase scene. Chase section was actually easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Did first try after being chased, and I was terrified. Now after doing that, I listened to a Dog Day cutout. All these cutouts always have some funny thing, aka screaming at the very end, and I'm not 100% sure why. Then we get called from Ollie, which tells us lore about Catnap being like saved from Prototype or something. I don't know who this Ollie person is, but I mean, thanks for helping and dropping some fire lore. Then we get a key to enter the counselor building or office. I'm not sure which one anymore. After looking through a door we see when we enter the building, we see a Bonzo bunny collapse. I'm not sure if that thing's alive, and I don't want to know. And then it gets kidnapped from Mr. Nap Nap. We don't help it because I don't care enough. Then we get this battery and enter this creepy hallway, which leads us into the Batcave again with a puzzle this time. Again, the puzzle wasn't difficult, but it did have me thinking a bit. So I mean, then we enter this normal looking like office area with two doors. We can only enter one. Once I enter that one, we enter another office area. It's not that big, it's like an actual office area, and we collect a key and listen to a VHS. And this one's like about a kid who was getting adopted, I think, and whose status was actually like testing, and the parents were like freaking out. That's the best I got. Once we're done with that, we opened a locked door. Then we listened to a cutout of a character named Crafty Corn, which was like a unicorn. That was awesome. Never seen it in the game yet, but I mean, Crafty Corn, I'm here for it. And then we enter an event which led to the area where we saw Catnap and Bonzo Bunny. Then we solve a couple of battery puzzles with the Green Hand 2. Then we enter this other area with a normal puzzle like we saw like earlier. Now, when solving this puzzle, one of the batteries I got was like jumbo size, and I wasn't 100% sure if it was a glitch or not, but I'm pretty sure it was. Once done, we powered the generator and crawled through a vent to escape the area. Now, this next area, I'll just let it speak for itself. Holy sh! When that happened, my pants was never as full as ever. Like, I had a heart attack. But when that happened, we entered like this near-death hallucination things, I think. I'm not sure what that is. But I think this shows when Huggy was like killing people. Not sure, but that's the best I got. Once we go back to consciousness, we can re-grab that battery that we picked up before Catnap decided to scare us. And we leave the building, and like the school, we plug in the power cord into the basement. The safe basement. And then that's where my session ended, and that's about it. So, we're getting pretty close to the end of the game. I'm assuming next time will probably be the ending. This has been a pretty good chapter, and I see bright things for this game actually. Anyway, that's it for the game. So, bye.